This field is now in motion, and here they come. The rough end up pacing, winning breed, fast off the wings. The Preacher Pan is down to the inside, along with Brissini from the extreme outside. A most happy one, finding a spot at the cones, is Whippet Good, and behind Whippet Good is a Colonel Cam. Looking for a spot is a Newton Angus. That one is followed by No Stopping, a Casimir Bad Moon Rising, and a Rob P. as they head over to the quarter-mile station. And it's the Preacher Pan. The Preacher Pan is by that panel in 27 seconds flat. Winning breed sits right on the Preacher Pan's back in second. A two-length break back to Grissini in a third position. Then we have Most Happy one in a fourth. Taking a point to the outside is Whippet Good from a fifth position. Trying to flush that one is Colonel Cam and succeeds in doing so. Then we have a Newton Angus picking up ground at the rail, but lacking racing room is No Stopping. And Casimir Bad Moon Rising and Rob P. trails. The half was in 55 and 4. The Preacher Pan has the lead now as they head to three quarters. On the outside, Whippet Good with an energetic move toward the Preacher Pan. Whippet Good is up on the outside to take over the lead. The Preacher Pan is back in second. Left first up is Colonel Cam in third now. And Winning Breed is fourth and 5 lengths from the front. And the front is held by Whippet Good, who catapults off the turn, off three quarters and 124 and 1. And it's Whippet Good into the stretch. Whippet Good leads by 4. Colonel Cam is second, Winning Breed on the far outside. The Preacher Pan is thrown in the towel. They're in deep stretch, and it's Whippet Good by 4. And they're coming down to the line. Whippet Good. Whippet Good at the top of his game tonight. It's going to be tight for place. Winning Breed on the inside, on the outside, Grissini. Then Colonel Cam in 153.
Field of the eighth is into the stretch and moving up to speed at the start. And they're off and pacing, looking to be first away from mid-gate. That's Hyperion Hanover firing on out and along the inside. Finnegan Hanover and Eagle Luck are well away. That's Umbro Billow moving over into the top 4. Anvil Raider moves on through, checked and taken back. Hyperion Hanover leaving fourth from last, Whippet Good. Lining up in the backfield, Friendly Farmer, Matscape Sealster, and the Drunkard is going to be ninth and last away. So at the quarter, that's Eagle Luck and Keith Oliver, designated to supply the early speed. Following up in the two-hole, Finnegan Hanover, the opening quarter, 29 1/5. Eagle Luck setting a moderate pace his own way, and they move into the backstretch. Eagle Luck shows the way on Finnegan Hanover. Right there in the three-hole under tight lines is Umbro Billow on the way to the halfway point, and Anvil Raider is tagging the leaders from fourth. Hyperion Hanover is fifth. The Whippet Good in the backfield moves to the outside, first up from sixth at this stage. His cover is going to be tracked by Friendly Farmer from seventh, Matscape Sealster. Back there in eighth, and another pair to the Drunkard, the trailer, half a mile, 59 seconds flat, still in total command, is Eagle Luck. Eagle Luck on the way to the final turn. Finnegan Hanover, snug pocket ride. Fished out first up was Anvil Raider, 3/8 of the mile to go, and Whippet Good is trying to more tightly catch cover from second over. Umbro Billow taking a steady shuffle back in fifth. Friendly Farmer is sixth and third over. Hyperion Hanover is seventh, and on the cones, Matscape Sealster, eighth on the outside, and the trailer is the Drunkard to the top of the stretch. 1:27.28 seconds in the third quarter. And leading it all the way up to the final eighth has been Eagle Luck, wheeling out off cover. Whippet Good, who was second over out of the final turn. Matscape Sealster is picking them off one by one. And also on the outside is Friendly Farmer to the late stretch lead. It's Whippet Good. Whippet Good and Shane Weber got it by close to a head to Eagle Luck. Matscape Sealster, Friendly Farmer made a bid for fourth. A Whippet Good, 155 and 4 and 15 to 1 upset.
Quick 26 and 4. Landscape is second. Hyperion Hanover third. Cherry Picker fourth. Off the speed fifth has closed the deal. Whippet Good is sixth. Seventh in the backfield. Canadian Now. And the last two away are the outside starters, Pacific Mariner and GT's JJ. So into the backstretch. Everybody waiting on some cover. Starting move from fifth. Here comes Mark McDonald. First over with Close the Deal. Weber picks up the live second over toe for Whippet Good. Third over now is Canadian Now. And a nice looking flow has developed from the backfield. Half in 56 and 2. Jack Moiseyev on the inside about to give way. Chewy Gross finds himself from the front end now. now pocket sitter, as Close the Deal has brushed his way to the front with a powerful kick. Onto the far turn, new race leader has Close the Deal. He's good to go by a length and a quarter. Second at the inside, rides along Chewy Gross. Whippet Good has lost his cover, but hasn't lost his interest. He's still making nice gains in that first over spot for Weber. Three-quarter pole, and that is Mark McDonald's cue to pop the plugs and ask for just a little bit more pace from Close the Deal, because he will need it. Close the Deal hits three-quarters in 1:23 and 3, and on the outside, Whippet Good takes it to him. Whippet Good on the outside. Close the Deal at the rail, counters and finds a little bit more. Brushing back to the outside, Chewy Gross now. Canadian now is coming on. Cherry Picker trying to find some room at the rail. Whippet Good strikes the front for Shane Weber, and it's Whippet Good. Whippet Good to take it. Second on the outside appeared to go to Chewy Gross. Cherry Picker found room at the rail for third in 1:52 and 1. Upset winner in tonight's seventh race, here is number 3, Whippet Good. 5-year-old gelded son of Island Fantasy from the Dexter Nukes mare Whippet. This one owned and trained by Jim DeShellis, sharing ownership with Nino DeShellis, both of Welland, and the winning drive to Shane Weber. Third and 7 this year for number 3, Whippet Good. Pacing the mile, 1:52, 1/5. Second was 5, Chewy Gross. Third, 6, Cherry Picker. Fourth, 2, Close the Deal.
Look out. And they're off. And from the extreme outside, that's XLB Patrick flashing some early speed. Quick move off the wings, and he will cross over in front of the field after an eighth of a mile. Getting in line second, Hoosier Boy. Following through to be third, Little Amos in the early going. Then it's Whippet Good, and trailing as they race into that first turn, or rather Rare Jewel there in the backfield, I should say, and the trailer All-American Kane. Field of 6 wheels past that opening quarter in 26 and 2. Hot opening quarter, and that was supplied by XLB Patrick. He leads onto the backstretch and is going strong up front. Hoosier Boy, the veteran, follows closely in pocket position, and Little Amos will watch the top 2 from third. Right there, fourth, Whippet Good, now tightening in fifth, Rare Jewel, and at the back of the field, as they pass the halfway point, All-American Kane. They're by that second marker in 54 and 4. No shortage of front-end speed. And the leader, XLB Patrick, he'll take them on to the final turn. Hoosier Boy, right up on his helmet in second, now starting to inch in a closer third. That's Whippet Good in the first over spot. Down on the inside, Little Amos with the ground-saving journey from fourth, picking up cover. Getting up into it now from fifth is Rare Jewel. He's only 2 from the front, and gapping in the trailing spot, All-American Kane. The three-quarters, 1:23 and 2. It's been XLB Patrick since the outset, and he has to hang tough here for the final 16th of a mile. He's coming out into the 2-wide path, and that leaves a clear seam for Hoosier Boy up the inside. Whippet Good still digging in the center, and away out wide here's Rare Jewel bursting onto the scene. Good finish coming up here. Whippet Good digging and driving. Whippet Good in the 3-wide path. Huge first over trip to win it. Looked like Rare Jewel second, close for third in 1:51 and 4. Returning into the Woodbine Winners Enclosure, 10th race winner, number 3, Whippet Good, a 5-year-old bay gelded son of Island Fantasy from Whippet. Co-owned by Nino DeChellis, along with the winning conditioner Jim DeChellis and Shane Weber in the driver's seat for the victory. Pacer that's really come into his own in his last few starts. He's won 2 in a row here, 4 of his last 5, and a big effort tonight. First over, 1:51 and 4. 4th win in 8 tries this season for Whippet Good.
Seven preferred pacers lined up on the gate for tonight's 10th race. Here they come. And they're off. Make It Brief makes his presence felt from the pole position as he drills his way through. XLB Patrick backs off, rushing up his Little Amos now to engage and overtake Make It Brief for the front. So here comes Little Amos. as Luke Willette summons up the Son of Village Connection's top speed, and there goes Little Amos to the lead. Make It Brief is second. Back in third is XLD Patrick. Just off the speed in fourth is Rare Jewel. Then it's back to Whippet Good, Red Star Senator. Last away is Oliver Jackson as he studies the six-pack in front of him through a fast quarter of 26 seconds. Little Amos on the lead as they cross the tunnel and ready for the backstretch. And Jack is already right in line the classy Rare Jewel. He's out of fourth and on the attack right now. Little Amos on the point in the pocket spot. Make It Brief. Here comes the backside brush from Rare Jewel, but Jack is asking right now, and he's asking too early. Rare Jewel could be in for a long and tough night at the office. At the inside, Little Amos, the outside, Rare Jewel, hung through a 54 1/2. And Luke Willette would like to let Jack go, but Jack's got to go to the sword. And there goes Rare Jewel on the outside to lift off and take the front. Back in second, Little Amos, sun-covered third and driving up is Whippet Good now. At the inside, fourth is Make It Brief. Covered up fifth out there is Red Star Senator. Now third over from in sixth is Oliver Jackson. And back in seventh at the rail is XLB Patrick. Four on the inside, three on the high road, 3/4 on the board. Rare Jewel puts it there in 1:22. Stepped that third quarter in a sizzling 27-4. Final quarter to go. Rare Jewel still there by a length. Climbing over him in the pocket, Little Amos. Luke Willette wants out. He wants out bad. Whippet Good is pinning him in there, though, as he continues to dig and drive and sustain his drive. Whippet Good from down the center. Rare Jewel's got his hands full. He's been collared by Whippet Good. It's Whippet! Whippet Good! Whippet Good will win this one. He'll win it by 3/4 of a length in 1:50-4.
Here they come. And they're off. Pacific Mariner chased off the wings from the extreme outside. Pacific Mariner is going to muscle his way to the front. Tigerama leaving out enough to ensure himself the pocket spot. Rare Jewel, the outside from in third for the time being. Whippet Good looking to drive into a hole there from fourth, and we've got activity out of the two-hole. Tigerama like a shot. Goes right around long shot Pacific Mariner, and it's Tigerama who will cut the opening quarter. Back in second, Pacific Mariner. Rare Jewel tucks third. Whippet Good is fourth. Fifth off the speed as they travel to the first turn Western Shore. Then backed up as Northern Trail. Last in the field has closed the deal. Action out of third. Here comes Rare Jewel. Rare Jewel sprints out of the three-hole. He's up in a second. Chris Christopher with the whip of the back of Rare Jewel. He'll clear off the front. First fraction was 26 1/5. And it's Rare Jewel finding himself on the front end. Back into the pocket spot now, Tigerama sitting third, Pacific Mariner, and the pace slows noticeably in the second quarter. And that'll send outside attackers on the move, including Whippet Good, who's out of fourth, into third, now second, riding his cover. Out there from in fifth is Western Shore. Half was 55-2, just 29-1 in the second quarter. Onto the far turn, it's Rare Jewel, half length better than the first over prompter, Whippet Good. Back in third now, Tigerama with cover. Fourth is Western Shore. Sweeping up the outside fifth is third over Northern Trail. Jammed up on the rail is Pacific Mariner from in sixth. Seventh and last is Close the Deal. He'd need to sweep and make up 6 lengths on the leader. The leader is Rare Jewel. He hits 3/4 in 1:22-3, picking up his speed 27-1 in that third quarter. Rare Jewel's going to have to crank it up some more. Whippet Good isn't going away. He's right to the saddle pad. Edge of the bridle. Toe-to-toe they go. Rare Jewel, Whippet Good on the outside. Storming onto the scene late from the backfield has closed the deal with Western Shore, but it is Whippet Good. It's going to score. Whippet Good wins by a full length. Second outside was Western Shore. Finishing third at the inside was Rare Jewel. The mile in 1:50-1, and it's Whippet Good in a lifetime best. The starting gate swings into the stretch. Full field of 10 on the gate for race 9. Here they come. And they're off. And from the inside, I Ain't No Fool is charging out of there. There goes Jillaby Generator. Next door neighbor is out fast as well. In fact, fastest off the wings. Jillaby Generator takes them out of there. I Ain't No Fool is at the inside from in second. Crossed over to get a seat from third is Whippet Good. Parked out fourth. Looking to drop in. Find a seat is Franco Catapult. In at the rail from in fourth is Windsong Cruiser. So a good-looking five-hole there for the veteran Franco Catapult. He'll take it. Sixth in the backfield is Eagle Real One. In the back four in the group are Alistair Hanover, Wilder Echo, followed by Cherry Picker and Dr. No. The quarter's up 26-2. Compliments to charged up Jillaby Generator. Here comes a three-hole attacker named Whippet Good, who's up to second and up to take charge now. As Luke Willett takes a death grip on Jillaby Generator, Whippet Good will find the front. Back in third in the meantime, it's I Ain't No Fool. Sitting fourth, Windsong Cruiser. Back there racing along in fifth now. That's Franco Catapult. Sixth and ready to tip out is Eagle Real One. He'll get cover in the form of Franco Catapult, and he'll get cover in the form of Windsong Cruiser. Field is halfway home in 54 3/5, 28-1 the second quarter speed. And Whippet Good gets the whip put over his back as he moves the field into the final 3/8 for Weber. Second at the rail is Jillaby Generator, Windsong Cruiser. Driving first up now from third. Riding his cover fourth is Franco Catapult. Buried at the rail fifth is I Ain't No Fool. Saftic third over sixth with Eagle Real One. Winding up from seventh, there's Alistair Hanover. And the back three in the field as they swing home. Wilder Echo, Dr. No, and Cherry Picker three quarters. 122 4/5, 28-1 again in that third quarter. And it's Whippet Good, who'll be put to pressure now by pocket sitter Jillaby Generator. Jillaby Generator. Luke Willett will try and summon up some final eighth speed out of this guy, but he's not even close to getting to Whippet Good here. Whippet Good, in fact, opens up by 3, and it's Whippet Good. Whippet Good to score by a couple of lengths in tonight's ninth race. Coming on for second was Franco Catapult, Jillaby Generator, and on the outside, Eagle Real One. Tenth race field, nearest top speed. They're off. The pacing is first away from the inside is Escape the Wind as he rolls off the gate tonight for Roger Mayotte. Chased away from the outside, Secret's Nephew. Boulder Creek powers out fast. Boulder Creek sandwiched in between Secret's Nephew and Escape the Wind as they go into the first turn 3 deep, and Boulder Creek will cross over and clear. Secret's Nephew still forced to drive up here from MacArthur. In at the rail third, Escape the Wind, and back and forth is Northern Trail. Fifth towards the inside, Whippet Good. Sixth and last is Ramagate Bruiser, and they cut a quarter in 26-2. And it's Secret's Nephew chased along to clear until he hits the backstretch. Racing along in second now is Boulder Creek, and Dan Dubé right lines him. Give and go time as on the outside Boulder Creek is up for the retake. Back in second now rides along Secret's Nephew. Escape the Wind is traveling well from third. Northern Trail is fourth at the inside. Underway from fifth is Whippet Good. He'll go first over. Picking up his Ramagate Bruiser. In the meantime, they're at the half in 55 seconds. And Dubé rolling Boulder Creek along into the far turn. His lead is a length and a quarter. In that pocket spot, Secret Nephew first up driving third. Now second here is Whippet Good. On his cover moving up and fourth is Ramagate Bruiser. Escape the Wind is trapped at the inside fifth. Jameson is still sitting sixth and last with Northern Trail, but he's only 4 from the front, and that's just over a quarter of a mile to get there. Boulder Creek still leads the way. Second outside is Whippet Good. Secret's Nephew locked in the box. Ramagate Bruiser second over. Springing wide is Northern Trail. Trailer at the rail, Escape the Wind. 3/4 time in 1:23 1/5. And it's Boulder Creek put to pressure. Whippet Good applies the pressure. Ramagate Bruiser from off cover. Northern Trail from off cover. Secret's Nephew crying out for racing room. Boulder Creek is under attack. Whippet Good on the outside looking for the big upset. And it's Whippet Good who went first over, and Whippet Good scores in the pace. He won it by a length. Coming on for second was Ramagate Bruiser. Northern Trail was up for a third. A monster trip tonight from Whippet Good in 1:51-1.
Here's a look at the winner of tonight's 10th race. Returning is number 1, Whippet Good. Whippet Good, a 5-year-old gelded son of Island Fantasies from the Dexter mare Whippet, is owned by Jim and Nino DeShellis of Welland. Jim does the training. Shane Weber in the bike for the winning drive. And that's the 8th win in 36 this year for Whippet Good. Pacing in 151 and a 5th to win tonight's open pace.
That's all, folks.